Welcome everyone to the 2022 South Florida Open. Presented by Tri-Fly Disc Golf. We're here in Fort Lauderdale. This is an A-Tier. We are at Markham Park today. This is the FPO division, the lead card. I'm Sarah Hokom, here with Kim Hatcher.
Super excited to see these ladies. We're at a new course today, Markham Park.
So what's your favorite part of Markham? What's the deal?
Long.
It's long and open.
It's long. But it's also got a little bit of everything, and you still have some wind holes, no wind. It's kind of got a little bit of everything.
So yesterday we saw Morgan just tear up the course, shooting a -9 out at Snyder. Now we're gonna play a totally different layout, now playing Markham, so we'll see how that goes. I'm at a -7.
Definitely within striking range.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. This is tough to get birdies out here.
And then Kristen Knauer.
Yeah, Kristen, local, great lefty, throws a really good hyzer game.
And also on our lead card, we've got Jessica Weese.
We'll see a really balanced game from Jess. She's at -4, so still in striking distance.
Here we are at hole 1, par 3, 295 feet. Most players are going to go through the straight gap, right at it with a backhand. There is 2 baskets here at Markham, and we are shooting to the green Prodigy baskets.
Oh, I thought it was choose your own adventure. No?
We also have a little bit of wind on this hole, but the biggest problem is woods on the right, road on the left. Road is going to be the OB on this hole. So definitely a good starting hole. Not too complicated, but still you got to think it through. Morgan giving us a good forehand through the left gap.
Gets a little skip, puts her inside the circle for a birdie. I'm throwing a Cosmic Trace, my signature disc.
Definitely get, ooh, little branch. Definitely had the height for that.
All of the shrubbery out here is very, very hard. So it like when you hit it, it just
grabs.
Yeah, and it just drops. There's not really a lot of fighting through any of it. Jess looks like she's kind of going for the other basket.
Gets it about a little further than pin high.
Wide, but she's just outside the circle. Still got a great option for birdie.
Kristen going right at it with a little bit of a flip.
Late flip, wow.
Beautiful.
Great job.
She'll have a great look.
15-footer.
Sarah, for her birdie look, looks just right outside the circle. Ooh. Those Prodigy baskets, that inner wall, just if you don't get that hard, it's just gonna knock it right out.
High right is not the place it catches.
Jess with a great jump putt from where she was at.
Lots of metal here trying to get those birdies. More metal, still nobody cashing in. Let's see if Kristen can do it.
Kristen now with the birdie.
Advantage 1 for Kristen.
Morgan tapping out her par.
Yeah, Marisol got the CTP on this one. Closest to the pin. There's several CTPs on this course, so that's always a fun added little competition.
I thought it was Circle 1 from the tee pad. I was like, oh, they put up some flags for Circle 1. That's so exciting. No, they were CTP flags.
So Kristen grabs one on the card, putting her at -5. On to hole 2. This is a par 3, just 215 feet, but it's tricky. There's the righty hyzer you can take that goes over the water and out of bounds early. Coming back into bounds, it can be the easiest route, but it also can cut you down early and leave you in the water with a long upshot. A lot of people are going to actually take that left side, looking for either a turnover or a sidearm skip shot.
Kristen Knauer, she's got the box. She's probably going to go left gap, not going to go over that water.
Yeah, as a lefty, this is the place we want to throw.
Not the skip she wanted.
There's a lot of roots right there at that pinch point.
Morgan going with the skip play.
A little bit low. I'm also throwing a skip shot. And I get rooted.
Those roots right there, it kind of looks like a path of roots.
Yeah, I think you got to put it down just a little bit earlier was my goal, and I just threw it a little bit long. Jess also with the skip shot. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how forward that went. It hit so early and then still flipped up.
Good low ceiling approach. This is a tricky hole because you want to go to the water. It's so short. You think you could do it, but losing a disc to the water is not always the best. Morgan with a great run.
Yeah, just kind of pitching up at this point, I think. Kristen also trying to put it close to the pin. Now, Jess has a putt, though. She went a little bit deep. And this is a few of the spots on this course that are really, really tight.
And a lot of ground play. That ground, you hit the ground, you could just roll anywhere. All the pine needles. Just going with a little forehand flick, trying to get it in the basket.
This is really technical. Nice touch. So even 215 feet is playing pretty hard today. Couple tap-ins left. And we may see our first star par.
Star par. This is one of the few holes on the course where OB is going to be on your right side. Most of this course, OB is mainly on your left. Laugh.
We tried to laugh a little bit. So that was a full barbecue. Heading on to hole 3. Kristen still with the advantage with the only birdie on the card.
Here we got hole 3. It's a par 3, 262 feet. 2 gaps you can take, but most people are going to take the flight of the drone. Just go right at it. Basket is heavily guarded. Heavily guarded. Most people want to be a little long, if anything. It's one of the most open looks. And then beautiful guardian tree, 2 feet from the basket.
Yeah, there's a lot to navigate on the early side of the basket, but that far right side does have an open look. Kristen up first.
Taking that center gap just turns it over just a little much, but good kick a little bit into the fairway. She'll have a good approach to take her 3.
Morgan looking for a skip to the left. It kind of skips straight, but that's right in range. It's a little bit blocked with that tree in front of her, but looks like circle 2.
Definitely.
I'm throwing in a glow insanity. It came up a little bit high, so I'm deep right. Just choosing the backhand. Doesn't quite turn it as much as she wanted to, but she gets up there pretty far.
If you can get to the hill, it does have an open look.
You can just see how guarded this basket is.
Kristen hitting that tree. She still should be in circle 1. That's a great run. That looked great.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward. And
Just trying to go the Anheuser route.
I'm leaving a little bit of meat on the bone. And Morgan also a little bit blocked and just catches something high on the way through, and we'll have another putt.
With this hole, it's so tough because you're thinking about certain branches, but you're not seeing the other ones, and you go up for the putt and...
Good effort by Kristen. Had to go up and over that branch. And Jess also with a substantial putt that just kind of falls out.
Morgan, she's going to have a look between the branches on
Does
this
she
big
go
tree.
left or does she go up and over?
I like right in the middle.
Yeah.
Between those two.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Little
Hits
bit
that
of
angle.
Slight Annie. Very nice. So gets the 3, the difficult 3, even though that is just par.
Kristen taking her bogey.
So many cool trees on this course, this being one of them. Even though it's kind of like really close to the basket, I do still really like it. It's just a beautiful little tree. So a couple pars, couple bogeys, a little score separation on that one because of that really difficult green, but you know, that makes for a fun hole at the same time.
And we're back here at hole 4, par 3, 310 feet, one main gap. Get through the gap. It's gonna go uphill, and the basket is situated about 10 feet from the road.
Yeah, this one's tough. I have to throw it so straight for so long. And also, I mean, it really plays like more like 350, even though it is only 310. I didn't see anybody really getting to this one. So it's really a matter of hitting that gap and getting the 3.
If you can get at least to that last tree in the gap, you're gonna be okay.
Oh, man. Morgan just throwing it a little bit early and ends up kicking left into a pretty tough position. That's a glow reactor.
Sneaks out.
Tried to just throw the mid and not get greedy. I snuck through that left side though.
Kristen showing us the lefty way.
With the flip up. And it turns, but leaves there's a secondary gap there on that left side. I hit it a few times in practice. It's a good miss. Just playing the backhand. This could get to the pin.
Definitely the miss on this hole is left.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a good distance down and be left, you're going to be okay with that opening. Morgan, she's a little too short. She's going to see if she can get something out of there.
Navigating the gap well. Good angle. But it hits a little bit of the high stuff, and that leaves her circle 2 putt for safe par.
Don't see a lot of flicks from Kristen. Goes a little long.
I think she's playing the angle of the hill there. I like the play, but again, it did drift a little far up that hill.
It's a great run. This is a very steep hill, and it kind of can scare you with the road right there. A lot of things to think about.
And a lot of distractions with the cars driving by there. Kristen to save her par.
It's a good sit, though. It's right there. This is a tough par 3, definitely. If you don't get out of the gap.
I think it's one of the harder ones.
It is played as the hardest hole all day long. 0.69 over par.
Yeah, even though it's not like that hard of a hole, it's really hard to get the birdie and then, easy to bogey.
Exactly.
Hard to birdie, easy to bogey. Maybe impossible to birdie. Not impossible. Nothing's impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
Very low percentage. So, couple bogeys there from Kristen and Jess. Morgan and I. Oh, yep.
Gap is smaller.
A couple bogeys from Morgan and on to hole 5, par 3, 249 feet. This one's straightforward. You do have the road on the right and the shrubs on the left. Thick rough all over the left side, but it's only 250 feet. So some people could throw a putter. Mids, we might see some fairways. It's going to be a technical shot that it's almost a must-get birdie.
It's right there. It's simple, but the wind is what starts here. The wind on the course, and it's very swirly at this hole when you get the wind from the left.
This is a reactor.
Great line, just a little long. Jess going backhand here.
Puts a move on it. It
Beautiful.
dies. I wonder if that's her gator or something. It looked like a mid.
Morgan gonna go forehand here.
right next to the pin. That's a park job.
That's a great technical shot by her to go right up against the shrubbery.
This is an EMAC Truth, which normally I think would flip up. I think she just kind of underpowered it a little bit.
Ooh, looked great out of her hand.
Yeah, right straight. Good release. She's got a really nice angle on her putter. Comes out of her hand clean.
Sarah for birdie. Gave it the height. The worst sound in disc golf.
There was a little bit of headwind that I decided not to make an adjustment for and then regretted it immediately. Just for birdie.
I want to say it's a gator, but
it seems a little stable for a gator. We get some kind of like rock 3.
That makes sense.
Or who knows? She plays for Infinite as well, so it could be one of their models. If you know what that is, please leave it in the comments.
Let us know.
And yeah,
Looks like Morgan just took the CTP away from Jordan.
yeah, they have a really fun little rivalry between the two twins. It's pretty awesome. So Jess and Morgan with the birdies there.
Morgan pulls 1 stroke ahead of you. Hole 6, par 3, 270 feet. We do have a couple gaps you can go to. The basket's going to be along this line of palm trees. You can go forehand, you can go the hyzer route backhand. Definitely a good hole, but protected. The trees that are in the fairway all have a lot of leaves, a lot of low ceiling. Jess going with the sidearm.
She leaves it a little bit too hyzer, but sneaks through and is now
In the other fairway.
She will not be able to see the basket from there.
Morgan gets a little too much turn on that hole. Oh, it's gonna just scoot in.
Ooh, that is pretty close. That looks like 15 feet. That's a great shot. Sometimes this grass will just eat the disc and not give you any kind of skip. Other times it will give you the skip, and she got it, and that's what she needed. I was a little inside on that line, but I've got to look at birdie.
Kristen showing us the lefty gap. Wide over the road.
Looking for that skip. It doesn't really, she kind of hits a long part of the grass. Looks like she's circle 2, something like that. Maybe 45 feet. And she makes it. Great putt. Getting her second birdie, back to even on the round.
Sarah for your birdie.
I have yet to knock one down yet. Pretty boring start so far.
There we go. This is a good hole. It's simple, but it still has something to it.
Absolutely. And you can always see those palms as you're coming into the green. Just with a roller.
I love that idea. Beautiful.
And Morgan with the birdie look.
Just a little low.
Gets nubbed and then goes into the chains and then still back out of the chains. That hurts when you hit so much metal. Like cage, band, chain, out. Like you can't hit more metal than that.
Morgan just gonna tap in her par. You guys loving checking out who got the CTPs.
So yeah, right. It's always fun. So Kristen and I with the birdies on that one, and everybody else par. On to hole 7. It's a par 3, 263 feet. The main line is going to be to the left, to the right. So left to the right for a sidearm, but you can also throw the backhand left to right and get a finish to the left. So I would say it's choose your own adventure. Are you going to go for the right gap that's a little bit more blocked, or are you going to take that more open left gap? There are trees as you get closer to the basket, but there's a lot of putts through there. So even if you kind of sneak into there, you might have a look.
I would say this is a true Florida hole. Open, but the trees make it a little bit of a low ceiling.
I'll be outside the circle, but still with a look for birdie. Kristen getting a little bit more mustard on that than she wanted, turning it over. She'll have quite a bit of work to do to get that par.
Just getting that sidearm, just getting a little too over it. She'll have a look.
Yeah, pin high, circle 2. Morgan also going with the sidearm. Is that a Zeus she's throwing, do you know?
She throws Zeus's forehand and backhand. That's her bread and butter, she says.
Okay, so all right. That one went into the trees, but she may have a look.
Great up by Kristen.
That was her maiden.
You going for this?
I am trying to make this one.
That was an inch. Just clips the cage.
Easy comebacker, but doesn't give me any strokes.
Just scoots off the left side.
Yeah, with these Prodigy baskets, it's got to be center or it's not sticking. Speaking of center.
Wow, she stuck right there.
Yeah, this hole is deceptive. You look like, you see, sometimes when you throw it, seems like you're further away than you are, but you are actually pretty close, especially if you get into that wood line. And it's gonna stop somehow, because there's so many trees.
Jessica tapping out her par. We've got a cart putt.
Yeah. Try to be efficient. So Morgan with the great birdie there, extending her lead to 2 strokes over me, and everybody else just gets the pars and moving on.
We got hole 8, par 3, 295 feet, double mando. You need to follow where this bridge is going, through the 2 trees, and you want that disc to go right. Definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, agreed.
Gets in your head.
Yeah, it does. In practice, it was way easier to hit that double mando than it was in the tournament. But fun hole, you know? I mean,
I like it. I think it's something different.
it kind of plays as almost a triple mando.
Yes, with the low ceiling. Morgan gets all the way down, not right, but she hits the initial gap, which
Yeah,
all
just,
that matters.
minimizing, almost just trying to get the par here is probably the play. So I threw it too high, but I'm inside the tree line, so still made the mando. A little work to do, though, to get the par.
Looks like a good hole for Kristen. Scoots through. Clips those trees at the end. She'll be getting her par.
Just doesn't quite get the trajectory and how we'll play from the drop zone.
This was a tough drop zone. Definitely far enough away. The basket looks closer than it is.
Yeah, and she's looking at 40 feet or so. This is that maiden again. She throws it quite a bit for upshots, and you can see why.
It's a
Park
little
job. I'm throwing a pyro.
Why a pyro?
It's just one direction.
Feeling good.
Easy solution to the shot, you know. Doesn't ever go the other direction.
Morgan for
Morgan,
a run.
oh,
That's great. She's a really good outside the circle putter.
Always feels good to snag a few of those in a round. And Jess looking to get this C2 putt.
Just tickles a chain.
So just tapping out a par. As will Morgan and Kristen.
Just with a double.
Yeah, that one hurts. A first real blemish. It's tough to prevent bogeys, but when you take a double, you just did a lot of work, and now you're back at square one.
We've got Morgan and Sarah still with a 2-stroke difference, and Kristen starts to pull away for just a little bit.
And one more hole on this front 9. This is hole 9, par 3, 358 feet. You're traversing these palm trees to begin with, and then you're trying to get all the way into this basket, but I really haven't seen anybody get a putt at this. So the best opening is on this right side, so you can get something to go left to right, like a sidearm. You might leave yourself with a little bit of a look, or at least a very easy approach shot. If you approach the basket from straight on, there's a huge branch in the way that could ricochet you to a weird spot.
For how protected this basket is, we had a 150, 200 foot throw in on my card today.
Oh, you did get a 2 then.
Yeah, wasn't me.
Who threw it in?
It was Nadine.
Nice.
It was beautiful, just completely soared right next to the guardian tree right in.
Well, congrats to Nadine for getting the solo birdie. Well, I mean, we still have some options here. I might get it too. I'm close enough.
Kristen looks like she's just getting the hyzer out just to get down there.
Yep.
This hole doesn't feel like a must get. It just feels like I just need to get down there.
Jess was really trying to get there. Turned it over a little bit, but got pretty far. It should be fairly simple to get up and down as long as she can get that low shot. There it goes. She sonicked her way through there. That's an easy putt. Everybody just doing the technical stuff.
Just hanging out in the same spot.
Easy putts.
You going for this one?
Yeah. So there's this little window above. As long as I get the right height, it could go in. I hit the window.
I like the route. Just a little bit longer.
It was a little bit too greedy.
I like it. Getting us a couple pars here.
So the official barbecue.
Barbecue, Par City.
Party.
Oh, yeah. I would say that.
No changes there. Morgan Lynds still in the lead at -10. Wow. So we look at the full leaderboard and we see Morgan obviously in the lead, and then Ellen has moved up.
Ellen and Jordan.
Yeah, they're both at -2. Pam and Jess at -1. The battle continues.
Keep it going.
Right? So thank you for joining us. Go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to Ace Run Pro, and we will see you guys on the back 9. I'm Sarah Hokom. Go to my website at sarahhokom.com if you want to help me out. And I'm here with Kim.
Yep, you can find me at Kim Hatcher on Instagram at kim.the.great.